More and more shops are realizing that integrating DTFs or direct film transfers into their existing shops where they're doing screen printing and embroidery can help them significantly grow their business. That the technology is progressing and has progressed to the point where, in my opinion, I feel like that the look, the color, the feel, and especially the feel of DTFs is just as good, or in my opinion, better than what you're getting with traditional screen printing. Has gotten to a point where this is really not only a viable solution, but also something that if you don't integrate in your shop, could become a competitive advantage for your competitors rather than a competitive advantage for you. And if you do integrate DTFs into your current business, you will eventually ask yourself the question, should I buy my own printer? It's a great question. We get it a lot at the trade show and on our website and in our customer care. Um, I think the simple answer is that it depends, and it boils down to, as a starting point, the volume of square inches per month that you are buying and pressing onto a shirt. Now, there are a lot of other factors that I think go into the final decision. But as a starting point, here's a number you can keep in mind. This is the number that I recommend to people all the time. Bear in mind the number as a benchmark, 500,000 square inches a month. Some might argue lower, some might argue higher, but here's why I say that number, for two reasons. Reason number one is, in my experience, when you're buying a quality printer and you're not cutting corners on the inks and the substrates and the adhesive powders because you're really concerned about quality and color matching, um, the basic unit economics start to make sense. So, in other words, how much are you paying per square inch to print it yourself versus how much are you paying a reliable print partner like Demand Prints, for example, to print it for you? So that 500,000 mark is a pretty good benchmark to say, okay, the numbers are starting to line up in my favor. The second component to that is uh, the time you're going to have to spend um, learning how to operate the machine. It is not a desktop printer. It is hands down a commercial printer, a commercial piece of equipment. And you need to learn everything from how to replace parts to how to color calibrate the machine, how to operate it, how to troubleshoot it. Um, and that all takes time to learn, time to operate, time to dial in, and then just time to get everything in your workflow from point A to point B, from getting a piece of artwork to printing it to pressing it on a shirt and getting it to a customer, getting that entire workflow dialed in. It's going to be time. So 500,000 helps you cover, like, yeah, the unit economics makes sense. Number one, number two, learning how to operate this piece of equipment, that it makes sense as well. Um, there are a lot of other factors involved, and I don't think this is the only thing that you need to consider. But here I just like to say 500,000 square inches per month is a great break point for when you probably want to start that journey of looking more deeply into a machine. When you hit that, my advice is get to a trade show, talk to a lot of different printer manufacturers. We, of course, have our opinion, but I don't want this to be an advertisement for the printers that we use. Um, but get to a trade show, take a look, watch it print, see the quality, see the feel, have a lot of discussions with a lot of different folks about it, and then make your decision. But I think the starting point would be 500,000 square inches a month, somewhere in that range. We've got a great article on Demand Prints about this. I'll leave a link to this in the description of the video, I guess, down below. I think I'm supposed to say like and subscribe, but in general, I hope this was helpful. I'm Paul from Demand Prints, and I'll see you in the next video.